Forget the soft bed you sleep in every night. Forget that, forget the freedom which you have. Forget that you are in the Netherlands. Imagine a small village in India where folklore has more power than constitution, where arranged marriages are the norm, where very often women are required to listen to their father and later their husband. Now imagine you are coming from this underprivileged, backward caste and you question your sexuality. That's where my story begins. 10 years in India and 2 years in Singapore. That's how long I could have been jailed for my identity, for the person who I am. I lived in silence. I was forced into a marriage by the society to correct myself. The day I escaped from that marriage, it felt like a mountain being lifted off from my shoulders. I lost 26 years to shame, but my story didn't stop there. For me, coming out was not easy. It was not just celebrations and gay pride events. It was like distraction followed by grief. Grieving for the life I expected I would live with my wife and children, the version of me that my family expected. Grief is the most complex emotion anyone could ever feel, like losing a loved one or a family member. For me, coming out was like death of my old version while building a new one brick by brick. I remember asking my family with pain in my voice, அங்க வந்தா என்ன கொலை பண்ணிடுவீங்களா? Will you kill me if I come to India? I lived in exile for many years. All my achievements went down the drain, at least according to their standards. That was the lowest point in my life. I lost everything: family, friends, house, work. The only thing which I had was education, and that's what made me who I am today. In many ways, my life is like the city Rotterdam. Little bit traditional, bombed during the war, and now risen into this modern and resilient city. In the same way, I didn't just survive, I reconstructed my life and standing in front of you today. Coming to the Netherlands was a cultural surprise. It can be a cultural shock for many, but for me, it was a cultural surprise. For the first time in my life, I saw the same-sex couples who are out and proud and successful, rainbow flags, and the world-famous Amsterdam Canal Pride. I remember the very first time I saw the rainbow flag. That was at Delft University. I just stood there, looked at it, and had my happy tears. I realized what freedom actually is. There is immense support from the Dutch people. Indeed, Dutch are not just the masters of water management. You are the masters of progress. You decriminalized homosexuality more than 200 years back and became the first country to legalize the same-sex marriage in 2000, while my home countries are still terrorizing love, criminalizing love. This country, you gave me everything: a respectable job, a house I call home, a soulmate who completes my life, and the most important, strength to accept my identity. Ik ben erg trots op Nederland en voel me gelukkig dat ik hier ben. Thank you. But is this enough? No, the whole world has to expand this Dutch model. How many centuries it will take to expand this Dutch model? Beneath all this visibility, there lies a painful truth. There is still no real inclusivity in technology, education, and research. Let me explain what I mean. Technology is not neutral. It's a mirror. It reflects the biases of the people who creates it. Very often, that same mirror excludes us. Take car safety systems. Do you know for every 24 seconds, someone dies on the road globally? Women are more likely to be injured in car crashes than men. Why? Because these systems are designed and tested for the average male body. I'm a road engineer, so you can trust me. Take a look at transport systems for disabled users. We don't have proper facilities for disabled pedestrians or disabled drivers because designers don't think of them, and it is often considered super expensive by the policymakers. And AI. Don't even get me started. Most AI models are trained for the mythical average human. But who is this average human? White, able-bodied, heterosexual men. We design for narrow range of people and expect everyone to use it. The concept of one size that fits all. If you are queer, trans, and non-binary, the exclusion is even exponential. If inclusion isn't in the data collection, data calibration, and data validation, then exclusion is the design. The global truth is technology and inclusivity still live on completely different planets, like Mars and Jupiter. We need to bridge this gap through systemic changes, starting with education. We need to teach the professors, we need to teach the teachers to see beyond their own bubble or own island. I often see the most educated people who have no clue about real-world social safety. People may be doing PhDs in their narrow domains, but when it comes to the social safety, they have utterly no clue. Here's the irony. How many of you know the father of modern computer science, Alan Turing? How many of you use ChatGPT these days? Sam Altman made it. Both are openly gay men whose contributions changed the world. But, people have the mentality to value only the creation and forget the creators. This is especially high for LGBTQIA plus individuals. That's why I have been an unapologetic voice for inclusive education for the last 4 years. This fight has earned me some enemies, of course, but more friends and more recognition than I ever thought. I was named among the top 100 outstanding role models for the last 2 years by Thank you. In my opinion, social safety is equally important as road safety. But the question is, how do we teach social safety to the next generations, not just differential equations? That's where my leadership comes in. My queerness gives me a lens to see this hidden curriculum that nobody talks about. First, I challenge the myth that leadership is ego and narcissism. I have been in numerous boardrooms in the last decade, and one thing I realized, being loud is not actually a leadership. Second, I challenge the myth of work-life balance. 5 years back, I was hospitalized in Singapore, burnt out from work, thinking, what is happening to me? In that hospital, I met a very successful leader, and he said these exact words. You cannot have both work and life. You can either have one. That struck me hard. It made me question everything I believed in. Society loves to sell us these toxic ideas, like nice girls don't get the corner office. Women who succeed at work cannot succeed at home. To get promoted, don't get a child. If these toxic ideas weigh so heavily on women, imagine the extra layers for queer people who dream of family, surrogacy, adoption, IVF. Every step is a legal mountain, financial mountain, and an emotional mountain. So I asked myself, Varun, why can't I have both? Because balance isn't a luxury, it's a leadership skill. Here's the real deal. You have to actively create policies for the voices that are missing, not just verbal support. As a lecturer of inclusive engineering at Delft University, I'm going to teach this equation to you. This is the inclusivity equation. Inclusivity is the solution of pressure, velocity, gravity. Okay. It's not that complicated. Don't worry. It's the simple solution of 5 H's. Humanity, honesty, happiness, humbleness, and hard work. And it is not an optimization problem, balancing one for the other. If you follow this 5H formula in your life, you can create an inclusive society, inclusive world, inclusive utopia. Imagine just for a moment where every educator and leader from Singapore to San Francisco truly mastered this formula. In that world, the global challenges we struggle with today, be it climate crisis, housing shortage, inequality, or public health, all these could be solved in the matter of hours. Hours. That's the power of this formula when properly used. So here's my invitation to you. When you go back to your office, your boardroom, your classroom, or even your dinner table, just ask yourself, what is truly missing in this table? And be the change. It starts with you, and it starts now. A journey of 1,000 miles starts with a single step. But most meaningful journeys have ups and downs in life. My journey from Navanakimbalayam to the Netherlands, from a deepest closet to be an out and proud queer man, from a road safety researcher to be a social safety leader, was not always easy. But it has taught me one valuable lesson. Even when life knocks you down, you must get up and find your true purpose and true happiness. That's what life is about. Thank you all.